And it was just the Lord was just showing me the impact of what He'll do if we'll stay in relationship with Him and won't compromise and won't back off and violate our conscience and live in a lie and get issues and let other things matter more. And we're not just here to live our life. We're here to live our life in Him. You're not here to get by. You're not here for Him to make things work for you. He wants to work through you. I'm running a thin line here. I'm a little nervous because it feels like I'm talking about me, so I'm a little nervous. So I'm trusting this to work out, and just know the reason I'm ready to cry, that's not in my heart. But I was 9 months saved and listened to a teaching on the gifts of the Holy Spirit and realized that in 9 months being saved, every gift, all 9 gifts flowed through my life already. But I didn't know how to find them in the Bible. I didn't know how to teach them. It wasn't a message to me. I didn't even have a name for them. I just realized when I listened to the teaching that all those things came out of my life. There's somewhere I'm going with this. It wasn't because I went to a ministry school. It wasn't because I just read my Bible 3 times or 3 years in a row, once a year. It wasn't because anybody laid hands on me. It's because Holy Spirit led me to a place of surrendering my life and being with Him. And the goal of being with Him was to become more like Him, to love, to see the value of people, so that faith could work through love, not ministry. So faith could work through love, not need. And it's just amazing to me. God was just doing something personal. I felt okay to share it. I think that was like early 2000 when I came here, and right? It was like real early 2000. And we're in 22. That's old testimony, but it's so fresh. Because I'm watching this little girl. I don't even know how old she is now. But here she is just playing and singing, and it's amazing. And today a man said, I called her, she answered, we're in touch. A young girl said a month ago, I listened, got born again. I had so many testimonies from men this week that came that said, man, you've so influenced, impacted my life. Guys, I don't know if we understand the privilege we have of being in fellowship and relationship with God. And if we just say and pawn it off and say, well, it's gifting, well, you're called. We're all called. We're all called. You might not have the platform I have. You might not have somebody plastering everything you say on YouTube. And don't do it yourself. That can be weird. So I have a different platform. But we can all have that relationship. And we can all let that matter most. To where when you're all alone, you know Him. When you look in the mirror, you're not compromised. You're not harboring things in your heart that you know are never in His. Come on, this isn't harsh. It's protective, it's healthy, and it's powerful. Because I've never seen anybody with issues bear fruit to God. I'm just being real. I've never seen anybody with hang-ups, unresolved conflicts, shine. Just needed ministry. They just needed ministry. They need ministry instead of minister. And I'm not being mean. I'm saying the just live by faith. There's a place we got to continue to just get before Him and be with Him, and don't fail to be with Him. Don't fail to believe He loves you. A young lady, I don't know if she's here. I wouldn't point her out. I don't want to embarrass her. She was here last night. She might be here. I'm looking down at the floor. She came up to me. She's so sweet. You can see Jesus in her face. You can see her sincerity when you look at her. You know what I mean? You look at somebody, you can tell their heart's pure. It's like, whoa, because, yeah, I don't ever want, I said, Lord, don't show me the heart unless I see the pure, because I don't want to be the one to say, I don't think their heart's pure. So, but I looked at her and was like, no brainer, whoa, what a sweetheart. And she said, I would get along with the Lord and I would feel Him and feel His presence. I have this encounter with God, but it hasn't happened for about 8 months or so. And she said, every time I get alone now, I just feel like He's angry. And I kind of laughed and said, that's impossible. And I said, you did something, violated your conscience, and then you believed He was angry. And when you believed He was angry, you got in the room and you had the experience of what you believed. And now 8 months later, you're convinced He's angry and it's trying to be a stronghold to keep you from where your heart desires. I said, honey, he sent his son while you were yet a sinner. He reconciled you through the death of his son while you were yet an enemy to God. How much more will you be saved from wrath now that he lives? She's so precious. She says, so it can't be true. Can't possibly be true. I said, because even if you miss it, your heart doesn't want to miss it. So your conviction will bring you back to him. Your conviction should bring, but Satan wants you to believe other things about God and hinder what you're created for. So you're not created for ministry. You're not created just to be a spouse or a parent. You're created to be in fellowship with God and be found in the image of God. Satan wants to separate us from what we're here for. He'd care less if we do church, I promise you. I believe this with a passion. Satan could care less if we do church. He could care less if we stay here all day and call it amazing. He cares when you walk in love. He cares when you show mercy and make peace. He cares when you shine like a light. He cares when you're done wrong and you don't live like you've been done wrong. That's when he cares. That's when you get the attention of the enemy. Not when you wave a banner and sing loud. He's seen that for generations. He's seen us singing loud for generations of waving banners and hating on each other when nobody's looking, fighting over where we're going to eat. I mean, fighting. He could care less if we're doing church. He cares if we are her.